Hi students, I am Narayana Prakash. Today's topic is active voice and passive voice. Active voice and passive voice. Listen, among the people also, you can see two categories. One is active people and the other is passive people. Active people means they will be very smart and they are ready to do any kind of job. They will be very smart, that is why they are called active. And whereas passive, they will be very lazy and they will sit idly without doing any job or without doing any activity. So, they are called passive, and we are going to study this active or passive in English sentences. And grammatically speaking, it is the subject of a sentence which determines whether the sentence is active or passive. I told you, while we write any sentences in English, we should strictly go through the pattern, that is subject, verb and object. So, it is the subject of a sentence which determines whether the sentence is active or passive. For example, I tell you, I wrote one sentence here. Listen, I wrote one sentence here using subject, verb and object. This is a sentence. I didn't use the words, and instead of the words, I used only subject, verb and object. This is an example for active sentence. And I wrote another sentence for passive. Listen, I wrote another sentence here for an example for passive. And that sentence also is written in subject and verb and object. Whatever sentence we write in English, we should strictly go through this pattern, subject, verb and object. Whether it is active or passive, you should strictly go through this pattern, subject, verb and object. And while we change an active voice into passive voice, we are coming to the point. In the examination, they will give you active sentences and you want to change the active sentence into passive. That is the usual way of asking questions. And what we want to do, while you get an active sentence, how can you change an active sentence into passive? I mean, the subject of the active will be the object of the passive. Listen carefully. The subject of the active will be the object of the passive. Similarly, the object of the active will be the subject of the passive. So, you should keep this picture in your mind while you change any active sentences into passive sentences. This is the picture and this is a sentence for active and the second one is a sentence for passive, and these two sentences are written using the correct pattern, subject, verb and object. And while we change an active voice into passive voice, I already told you the condition. I mean, the subject or the active voice will be the object or the passive voice. Similarly, the object of the active voice will be the subject or the passive voice. You want to keep this picture in your mind while you change an sentence of active into passive. So, then we can study systematically. Okay, we want to make two columns, one column for active and another column for passive. This is active column, active voice, and this column is meant for passive voice. Okay. So, which is the first tense you learned? You already studied 11 tenses. All the grammatical things are connected with the time and tense. Tense is supposed to be the foundation of our language, and we can make any changes. All the changes are depending on the tense. And if you have good awareness regarding the rules and regulation of tense, you can write sentences neatly without any mistake. So, the first tense you learned, that is simple present tense. Okay, simple present tense is the first tense you learned. Simple present tense. This is simple present tense has another name, that is present indefinite. Don't forget, simple present tense has another name, that is present indefinite. So, what is the formula of a simple present tense? The formula of a simple present tense, that is subject plus first form of the verb. Subject plus first form of the verb. Okay, that is the formula of a simple present tense. You know, you want to by heart all the formulas of 11 tenses and the conditions also. Now, we got the formula of a simple present tense, subject plus first form of the verb. And in the passive voice, simple present tense has another formula. You know, you are going to study an additional formula for our passive construction. And what is that formula? That is subject plus is or am or are plus past participle. Subject plus is or am or are plus past participle. That is the formula for simple present tense in passive voice. And you already know the application of the auxiliary verbs is, am, are. You know, I shall repeat once more. Is can be used with a singular subject, are can be used with a plural subject, and if I comes as a subject of a sentence, you can use am, I am, plus past participle. What is past participle? Ed or en form of the verb. And you are familiar, there are two types of participles. One is present participle and past participle. You know very well. And past participle is the ed or en form of the verb. And remember, you want to use a past participle in all the formation, all the construction of the sentence. You know, you have to use at the end of the sentence. You have to use the past participle at the end of every passive structures. That is correct. You have to use the past participle at the end of every passive sentences. And here past participle, that is the ed or en form of the verb. Okay. You know, I shall give you one example, then you can easily understand. One example, the mongoose attacks snakes. The mongoose attacks snakes. A simple sentence, the mongoose attacks snakes. And when you get a sentence like this, you want to do a first step. And what is that first step? You just mark subject, verb and object. Don't forget that. And if you do from your mind, and if you made any faults in the calculation, you may get the wrong answer. That's why I tell you, you just mark subject, verb and object when you get a sentence. Okay? So here the mongoose is the subject and attacks is the verb and snakes is the object. The first step, I did the first step. I marked the subject, verb and object. Then we understood the object of the active voice will be the subject or the passive voice. Suddenly you should you should think about the picture. A few minutes before I showed you a picture, that is subject, verb and object. Active, subject, verb, object for passive. And I told you the subject of the active voice will be the object or the passive voice. Similarly, the object of the active voice will be the subject or the passive voice. You should keep this picture in your mind while you change an active sentence into passive. Don't forget. The subject of the active will be the object of the passive and the object of the active will be the subject of the passive. So here we have got the object, snakes, that is the object. So I am going to take out the object from here, snakes. Now we have got the subject, snakes. Snakes become the subject or the passive voice. Plus is, am, are. We have got subject, snakes, that is the subject. And next one, we want to find out, we want to select the proper auxiliary verb. Which auxiliary verb we can select from here? Snakes. It is a plural subject. Not snake. Snake is singular, snakes plural, so you can use are. Snakes are plus past participle, that is ed or en form of the verb. Here attacks. Attacks is the verb. So what is the past participle of attacks? That is attacked. Snakes are attacked. Then you can use by plus agent. By plus agent means by plus subject. By, snakes are attacked by, which is the subject? Which is the subject of the active voice? The mongoose, that is the subject. And this subject will become the object or the passive voice. So you can write the mongoose. Okay. Snakes are attacked by the mongoose. Quite easy. And I shall tell you, when you get a sentence, the first step is that you want to find out the subject, verb and object. You just mark subject, verb and object, and you take the object of the active voice, and this object will become the subject of the passive. Then snakes. Then you use a proper auxiliary verb. We selected are here and plus past participle, that is verb. Attacks is the verb and the past participle of attacks is attacked by, then you can use the mongoose, the subject. So the answer is snakes are attacked by the mongoose. Okay. And another example. Another thing. Okay, which is the next tense? Now I am teaching the conditions of passivization. Now you learned the condition of a simple present tense. And which is the second tense? That is present continuous. Present continuous. This present continuous has another name, that is present progressive. You know, you are familiar with this name, present continuous only. And it has one more name, additional name, that is a present progressive. So, what is the structure of a present continuous? That is subject plus is or am or are plus present participle. Subject plus is or am or are plus present participle. Present participle means the ing form of the verb. Present participle means the ing form of the verb. So, from this formula, you know what is the formula? Subject plus is or am or are plus present participle, that is the formula. From this formula, you want to create the formula for passive structure. Okay, you just listen, then you can do it yourself. Subject plus is or am or are the same. Subject plus is or am or are plus present participle. Present participle means the ing form of the verb. So, you want to create an ing effect in the passivization structure. You know, you should not lose the ing effect. You want to make the same ing effect in this sentence, I mean in the passivization structure. So, what can you do? You can use the help of be. It will become being. ing, being, being, present participle. I used present participle here, being. I added ing along with the be, that is being, plus past participle. Plus past participle. I told you in the passive voice, you have to add ed or en at the end of every sentence. Every sentences you have to add ed or en at the end of every sentences. So, now you have got the formula for passive voice. Subject plus is or am or are plus being plus past participle. Past participle means ed or en form of the verb. And I shall give you one example. He is writing a novel. He is writing a novel. So, as I told you, what is the first step? The first step is that you want to mark what is subject, what is verb and what is object. That is the first step you want to do. And if you are not done, you may make any mistake. That is why I tell you, you do this the first step. Okay, he is writing a novel, a simple sentence. Here he is the subject, no doubt. And he is writing, that is the verb. Auxiliary verb with the main verb. Is auxiliary verb, writing main verb, is writing auxiliary verb with the main verb. And a novel, that is object. Okay, now we have got everything else, subject, verb and object. And what is the essential thing which we need for the formation of a passive voice? Do you know that? What is the essential thing which we need for the formation of a passive voice? Listen, we need object. Object is essential. So, we have got a novel, that is the object of the active voice, and we took out the subject, a novel, from here. So, it will become a subject, a novel, then is, am, are. Which one you can select? A novel, it is singular subject, so you can use is. A novel is, then plus being, a novel is being, plus past participle ed or en, which is the verb writing. Writing is the verb. So, the past participle for writing is written. I mean write, wrote, and the third one written. A novel is being written. Then you can use by plus agent. By plus agent means by plus subject, which is the subject, he is a subject. And can you write he at the end of a sentence? No. You can write by him. A novel is being written by him. That is the answer. A novel is being written by him. Okay. Then we can go to the third tense. So, do you understand? He is writing a novel. That's the sentence, and we have got the answer. A novel is being written by him. Okay, third one, which is the third tense. Present perfect. Present perfect, that is the third tense. Okay, what is the formula of present perfect? You want to remember all the formulas. Okay, the formula of a present perfect is that subject plus has or have plus past participle. Subject plus has or have plus past participle, that is ed or en. Subject plus has or have plus past participle. Okay, from this formula, you want to create the passivization structure. Very simple it is. You can use the half part of this formula for passive structure. Subject plus has or have, then past participle, that is ed or en, and you need to create the same effect of past participle in the passivization structure. How can you make the effect of past participle in this passive voice structure? You can use the help of be. So, that is been. I mean be plus en, past participle ed or en, that is past participle. So, now it became been, b-double-e-n, been, plus past participle. Past participle, I told you, you have to use the past participle at the end of every passive construction. Ed or en form of the verb. Subject plus has or have plus been plus past participle. So, listen, present perfect, subject plus has or have plus past participle ed or en. Passive voice, subject plus has or have plus been plus past participle ed or en. And listen, I shall give you one example. The principal has announced a holiday. A beautiful sentence. The principal has announced a holiday. The principal has announced a holiday. So, you want to do the first step. I mean, you want to mark subject, verb and object. And in this sentence, the principal is a subject, has announced, that is verb, auxiliary verb with a main verb, and a holiday is the object. Okay, we have got subject, verb and object also. And you take out the object from here. We know the object or the active voice will be the subject or the passive voice. So, you take out the object from here, a holiday. A holiday. Now, a holiday became the subject here. So, which auxiliary verb you can select, has or have? Do you know the application of has or have? I mean, if the subject is singular, you can use has, and if the subject is plural, you can use have. You already studied the application of has or have. So, here a holiday is singular, so you can use a has. A holiday has, plus been. A holiday has been, plus past participle, announced. You know, here already the past participle is given here. Announced, subject plus has or have plus past participle, that is the formula. So, announced, that is the past participle. So, you can use the same verb here. A holiday has been announced. Then you can use a by plus agent. By plus subject. The principal is a subject. So, you can use this subject, the principal, as the object of a passive voice, by the principal. Okay, now we have got the answer. A holiday has been announced by the principal. A holiday has been, the sentence is the principal has announced a holiday. So, the answer is a holiday has been announced by the principal. So, I am going to give this same sentence in another way. The principal has announced us a holiday. Okay. This is another sentence. You know, we are going to study another step. The principal has announced us a holiday. So, what happened? So, you do the first step, subject, verb and object. So, here principal is the subject, has announced, that is the verb, us a holiday. So, what happened? Here two objects are given here. Us, that is one object, a holiday, that is the second object. The principal has given us a holiday. Two objects are given here. Us, that is the first object, a holiday, that is the second object. So, the first object is called indirect object. Indirect object. The first object is called indirect object. And the second object is called direct object. Do you understand? And recently, Calicut University has published a new grammar book for BA English literature students. And there I noticed a mistake. And they say that, the teachers say that, they say the first object is called direct object and the second object is called indirect object. So, remember, the first object is called indirect object, that is correct, and the second object is called direct object. I mean, the object which comes closer to the verb, that is called indirect object, and the next one is called a direct object. So, two objects are here. What will you do? And if two objects are coming, what will you do? You know, we want to find out the subject. The object of the active voice will be the subject of the passive voice. Now, two objects are given. So, what will you do? You just select the first object. Which is the first object? Indirect object, us. Us is the first object. So, I am going to take out us from here. And can you start a sentence by us? I have never seen any sentence which starts with the us. And what is the correct form of us? That is we. So, us became we. Now, we have got the subject we, has or have. The subject we is plural, so you can select have. We have plus been, we have been, plus past participle. What is past participle? Announced. We have been announced. We have been announced. Okay, then you can add the second object. You know, we used the first object as the subject and we wrote everything else as per the formula. We completed everything as per the formula and another object is remained here. So, you can add the second object, I mean the direct object. We have been announced a holiday. We have been announced a holiday. Then you can use by plus agent, I mean by the principal. By the principal. Okay, now we have got the answer. We have been announced a holiday by the principal. We have been announced a holiday by the principal. I hope you understood this method. I mean, first we selected the first object and we wrote everything else according to the formula and we added the second object, that is direct object, and finally we used by plus agent, that is by the principal. And there is another method. You know, we applied one method here. And the second method is that sometimes you can use the second object. You can use the second object also. You can use the second object as the subject of the passive voice. So, a holiday, a holiday, I holiday, you know, I selected the second object and I started the sentence. Now, the sentence became a holiday has plus been plus past participle. What is past participle? Announced. A holiday has been announced. A holiday has been announced. Then we have to add the first object. We have to add the first object. Which is the first object? Us. Us is the first object. And that moment you have to remember a condition. That is, you have to use a to before the first object. Remember it. You know, while you add the first object, you want to use the preposition to before it. So, a holiday has been announced to us, then you can use by the principal. Sometimes you can apply the second method. And I tell you, my students, it is better for you to use the first method. If two objects are given here, if two objects are given, use the first method. I mean, you write the first object as the subject and you write everything else. And if you select the second object as the subject of the passive voice, while you add the first object, you have to use to as the preposition before that object. So the answer is a holiday has been announced to us by the principal. A holiday has been announced to us by the principal. You know, that is present perfect. So next tense. Now we completed a present perfect, and the fourth one, which is the fourth one? Present perfect continuous. That is the fourth one. Present perfect continuous. And do you remember the formula of present perfect continuous? Subject plus has or have plus been plus present participle. That is ing. Present perfect continuous, subject plus has or have plus been plus present participle, that is ing. So it has no passive voice. Now you are lucky, you don't need to study the passivization structure for present perfect continuous. There is no any passive voice for present perfect continuous. Okay. Then we can go to past tense. Past tense. First one, simple past tense. Simple past tense. Which is the structure for simple past tense? Subject plus second form of the verb. Subject plus second form of the verb. And it has a passive formula, that is subject plus was or were plus past participle. That is ed or en form of the verb. So subject plus second form of the verb, that is the formula for simple past tense. And for passive voice, you can use this formula, subject plus was or were plus past participle. And you know very well the application of these two auxiliary verbs, was or were. I mean, if the subject is singular, you can use was, and if the subject is plural, you can use were. Okay, I shall give you an example. Marconi invented radio. A simple sentence. Marconi invented radio. And you want to do the first step. Just mark subject, verb and object. And in this sentence, Marconi is the subject, invented is the verb, and radio is the object. Only 3 words. Marconi subject, invented verb, radio object. So you take out the object radio from here. And this radio here will become the subject. Now we have got subject radio plus was or were. This radio is singular, so you can use was. Radio was plus past participle. Invented is the verb. And what is the past participle of invented? The same, invented. Radio was invented. Then you can use a by plus agent, by Marconi. Okay. Marconi invented radio. The answer is Radio was invented by Marconi. Radio was invented by Marconi. And next one. After simple past tense, which is the next tense? Past continuous. Past continuous. Subject plus was or were plus present participle. That is ing. Subject plus was or were plus present participle, ing form. So, from this formula, you can create the formula for passivization structure. You can use the half part of this formula. Subject plus was or were plus present participle. You want to create the present participle effect in this passive voice. So, what will you do? I already explained how can you make a present participle effect in the passivization structure. You can use a be. So, being, okay, being plus finally you need to write past participle. Past participle. I told you at the end of every passivization structure there will be past participle, ed or en. Subject plus was or were plus being plus past participle, that is ed or en form of the verb. Subject plus was or were plus present participle, ing. Here for present participle we used being plus past participle. Example. The children were giving a dance performance. The children were giving a dance performance. The children were giving a dance performance. So, read the sentence repeatedly, then you mark subject, verb and object. The children were giving a dance performance. Listen, the children is the subject. Were giving, that is auxiliary verb with the main verb. Were is the auxiliary verb, giving is the main verb. A dance performance, that is the object. And you may think that here two objects are given. No, here there is only one object, a dance performance, only singular. There is only one object, a dance performance, only one object is used. So, you can take out this object from here, a dance performance, a dance performance. Now, a dance performance became the subject, a dance performance plus was or were. A dance performance is singular, so you can use a was, a dance performance was plus being, was being, a dance performance was being plus past participle. What is past participle? Giving. Giving is the present participle here. So, you want to make a past participle from giving. Giver gave and given. Give is the first form, gave second form, given, that is the past participle. So, a dance performance was being given by plus agent, by the children. Now, we have got the answer. A dance performance was being given by the children. The children were giving a dance performance. The answer is a dance performance was being given by the children. Okay. Third tense. Past continuous. Then third one, past perfect. Past perfect. Which is the structure of a past perfect? Subject plus had plus past participle. Subject plus had plus past participle. Past participle is the ed or en form of the verb. Okay, subject plus had plus past participle. So, from this formula, you can create the formula for passive voice. I mean, the same formula, you can use the half portion of this formula. Subject plus had plus past participle. I mean, you need to create the past participle effect in the passive voice. So, you can use been, subject plus had plus been plus, finally you can use past participle. Okay. Now, we have got the formula, that is subject plus had plus been plus past participle. We can do one example. Our mother had served us. Our mother had served us food. Our mother had served us food. Our mother had served us food. Listen, first you mark subject, verb and object. Our mother is a subject. Had served, that is auxiliary verb with the main verb. And us food. Two objects are given here. Us food, two objects are given here. And I already told you, the first object is called the indirect object and the second object is called the direct object. The first object is called the indirect object and the second object is called the direct object. So, you just use the indirect object first, us. Us will become we. Then you can use the formula. We had been plus past participle, that is served. We had been served. Then you can use the second object, food, that is the second object. We had been served food. We had been served food. Then you can use a by plus agent, by our mother. By our mother. We had been served food, SERVD, we had been served food by our mother. We had been served food by our mother. And you can use the second object also as a subject. You know, you can do one more answer. I mean, just take a second object, food. Food. Now, food became the subject. Food had been food had been plus past participle served, food had been served. Then we are going to use the first object us. We are going to use the first object us. Food had been served to us. I mean, you need to use a to, the preposition to, before the indirect object. Food had been served to us by our mother. By our mother. Food had been served to us by our mother. Okay? Our mother had served us food. So, we can write two answers for this question. One answer, we had been served food by our mother, and the second answer, food had been served to us by our mother. And the fourth tense, which is the fourth one? Which is the fourth one? Past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. Subject plus, had plus, been plus, present participle. Present participle means ing form of the verb. Subject plus, had plus, been plus, present participle, that is ing form. So, it has no any passive voice. No passive voice. Okay, now the past section is completed. Past perfect continuous, for past perfect continuous, no passive voice. And we can go to future tense. We can go to future tense, which is the first one. Simple future tense. Simple future. And what is the structure for simple future tense? Subject plus will or shall plus first form of the verb. Subject plus will or shall plus first form of the verb. Subject plus will or shall plus first form of the verb. And the passivization structure is subject plus will or shall plus be plus past participle. Subject plus will or shall plus be plus past participle. I shall give you one example. The magistrate will conduct an enquiry into the incident. You know, a long sentence it is and generally the teachers will use she will read a book, she is writing a book, and they will use such a simple sentences. And here it is a long sentence. The magistrate will conduct an enquiry into the incident. The magistrate will conduct an enquiry into the incident. So, in this sentence, the magistrate is a subject. Will conduct, that is auxiliary verb with a main verb. An enquiry into the incident. I mean, two objects are given. The first object is called the indirect object and the second object is called the direct object. So, you just select the first object, an inquiry. An inquiry will be plus past participle, conduct is the verb, so conduct will become conducted, an inquiry will be conducted. Then you can use the second object into the incident, you can use by plus agent, by the magistrate, An inquiry will be conducted into the incident by the magistrate. The magistrate will conduct an inquiry into the incident. So, the answer is an inquiry will be conducted into the incident by the magistrate. And this sentence has another speciality. You can't use the second object as the first, as the subject. Can you write a sentence using the second object into the incident? You can't write such a sentence. You can use only the first object as the subject. You can't use the second object as a subject. That is the remarkable feature of this statement. Okay. Then, which is the next one? Future continuous. Second one, future continuous. Future continuous. Future continuous has a formula: subject plus will or shall plus be present participle. Will or shall plus be plus present participle. So, it has no passive voice. No passive voice. No passive voice. And the last one, this future continuous has no passive voice. And the last one, future perfect. Future perfect. That is subject plus will or shall plus have, will or shall plus have plus past participle. Subject plus will or shall plus have plus past participle. And passivization structure is subject plus will or shall plus have plus past participle. I mean, you can use a been. Past participle, you want to create the effect of past participle in the passivization structure. So, you can use a been, subject plus will or shall plus have plus been plus past participle. Subject plus will or shall plus have plus been plus past participle. One example, he will have written a novel. He will have written a novel. Simple sentence, he will have written a novel. He will have written a novel. So, he is the subject, will have written, auxiliary verb with the main verb, a novel is the object. So, use this object as the subject. A novel a novel, you can apply the formula, a novel will have been, and never write a novel shall have been. You can use a shall along with the subject I and we. Remember that. You can use a shall along with the subjects like I and we. A novel will have been plus past participle written. A novel will have been written. You can use by plus agent, by him. A novel will have been written by him. So, now we already completed the rules and regulation of passive voice. And in the next class, we want to do passivization in some assertive sentences and question sentence. What will happen while we use a passive voice in interrogative sentences and imperative sentences, and we can discuss such topics in the next class. Thank you so much for listening my class.
FICO Academy, first floor, PV Complex, Civil Line Road, West Fort, Thrissur. Phone 9946 99460, 9946 99461.